Welcome to the Barnes Flyover. This is your monthly update on all things 104th Fighter Wing, what's happening at Barnes Air National Guard Base, and how they're making an impact right here in the community of Westfield. Whether you're here to learn something new, check out what's happening, or just to hang out and listen, this podcast has got you covered. Let's take off into today's episode.
All right.
I'm on TV. Cool. All right. Well, welcome back. Good morning, good afternoon. This is a podcast. You can watch or listen whenever you want.
Yes, thank you, Melanie. And if you do realize we are back in our traditional studio today, if you did miss our last special episode that actually took place in our very own 104th Fighter Wing Fire Base, that episode covered everything from mutual aid, so we are happy to be back in our regular studio, rocking it as we always do. Melanie, can you give us a little bit of a sneak peek as to what the audience might have missed if they haven't happened to catch that episode?
Well, fun fact, we have a truck that holds 4,000 gallons of water, and we have the largest water truck in the community. So when it comes to needing the 104th Fighter Wing, the Westfield and the surrounding fire departments definitely need our truck at a minimum. But so that was talked about. We talked about some of the experiences that they've had, how mutual aid got started. Mm-hmm. Also, we have 26 mutual agreements with the community. So some really, really good things going on. You want to take a look at that. And it can be found on Westfield Channel 15 as well. So if you're in the community listening to this, you can turn on your Westfield Channel 15 on your TV and you might see it. It's also on their YouTube as well as our YouTube. So, and if you go onto our YouTube, like and subscribe, it helps us out.
There we go. Smash that like button. Usually save that for the end. But yes, really, if you did miss that episode, there was a lot of really great information on how we support our community, how our community supports us. So if you missed that, please go to our YouTube page or Channel 15's YouTube page. It's also up on our website. So be sure not to miss that episode because it was a really fun one.
Also our socials. We've shared this because it's a really, really good message. And it does include the chief from East Hampton and the chief from Westfield Fire Departments, as well as our chief from the 104th. But today's episode is going to be a little short. We don't have a guest speaker because we did the special episode. And we are going to cover July and August. Our drill is later in the month than our typical months. So we wanted to make sure we cover everything prior to drill and then cover everything moving forward. The main purpose of this podcast is to let our Guards members know what's happened while they're not around, as well as the community.
Yep.
And we want to make sure they know what's coming up before they leave drill at the end of the weekend.
Absolutely. And let's kick things off with one of my favorite segments that we do here, Today in Aviation History. All right. August 18th, 1943. Fun fact, my last month aviation history, also 1943.
Oh,
yeah.
Cool.
So we're keeping it in the same year. In this aviation history, the Sikorsky H-5, also known as the XR-5 helicopter, took its maiden flight. And this was really significant because it was designed for the U.S. Army Air Forces. It was vital in post-war air and sea rescue and extractions during the Korean War. This was also the first helicopter to feature a tandem two-seat enclosed cockpit with the pilot in the rear. Oh. This was capable of lifting more than 3 times the payload of the previous helicopter, and that was in part due to, because of the war, they had to use different materials and metals for the helicopter, and when it became lighter, it was able to take a much higher payload. And this version became the very first helicopter to be operated commercially.
Oh, wow. And what I just picked out of that was that the pilot's in the rear. Is that typical for a helicopter?
I have not been in a helicopter in a while, but I do think I was in the front the last time I was in one.
See, I flew with the Army side, and I don't know, I think it was in the front, but maybe that's an Army question. You guys could listen and comment.
Let us know. But yeah, if you can see that picture there, it is a pretty crazy design.
It is. Look at that. It's got 3 wheels. That's normal?
Yeah, but normal. That helped pave the way for commercial helicopters, for all helicopters in the future. So I wanted to give a shout out to the old XR-5 on that August 18th date, 1943. Yeah. That same model, I learned, was actually crashed like 4 months later during another test run. So not many pictures of it. So it's good to remember all these things that make us who we are today in the amazing Air Force.
Cool. All right. Well, let's get into our schedule, what we did in the community. So like I said, we're going back to July 4th. Colonel Stephen Reynolds spoke at the Spirit of Springfield event. Now, here in Westfield, we had a massive storm, like power outages and everything. But I looked at the Spirit of Springfield pictures from that day, and if you see this one, it was bright and sunny. There was a huge crowd. There was no rain in sight. I honestly thought that event had gotten canceled due to what we were experiencing in Westfield, but right over the
The
borderline.
show goes on.
Yeah. So that happened. And then also in July, our Guards members joined the Army Guardsmen and did the Massachusetts State House on July 13th. They welcomed the captains of Sail 250.
Awesome.
And a quote here is, "As the captains ascended the front steps, soldiers and airmen representing units from across the Massachusetts National Guard lined the stairs in formation. The arrival was marked by the traditional sounds of ceremonial fife and drum music performed by members of the 215th Army Band." It was a very nice ceremony.
Anytime there's a fife there, it's going to be a good time.
Did you say fight or fife?
Fife.
Oh, okay. Just want to make sure we clarify. Also, on July 18th, we did the Westfield Aviation Museum, something that we typically do every couple of months with them. We had members from the wing that who volunteered to help support their event by helping move aircraft into position, setting up the tables, and then again moving the aircraft back into position into the hangars. We had a table with our public affairs, so I was there answering any questions the community had about what we have going on, as we try to do in most community events that are going on. And also the Thunderbolt Council had a table there, and they had 104th swag, so that was nice.
Nice. July 23rd, we had our quarterly Restoration Advisory Board meeting. We do these meetings once every 3 months, so for a year. They're really informational and talks about what we are doing to sample water, to do anything that relates to the Restoration Advisory Board, looking at possible PFAS sampling or anything of that nature. They are really good meetings, and it has a lot of information on there on our efforts and Mass DEP's efforts and how we're working together to help clean up the environment and see what impacts we have on there. If you do want to catch those, they are on our YouTube page under the Restoration Advisory Board channel, so be sure to see those.
And then here's just a reminder about our mutual aid. Just don't miss our special edition featuring the community fire chiefs talking with our 104th fire chief on mutual aid agreements.
And firefighters, too.
Yes. We had our lieutenants. We had a captain from Westfield, and we had we had a lieutenant from Barnes, a captain from Westfield, and a firefighter from Barnes.
Yeah, it was so cool, so cool.
Yep. Let's see here. We also did, this is what we got on base. They had a morale day with maintenance and AMXS, E5 and below. It was only for the base members, but it was held off base at Sonny's Place. It was quite a cool event. Basically, they took all the lower ranking members and they mixed them up into teams. I think they had up to 16 teams. And so people were on a team that they may never have known anybody, maybe had never met them, or maybe they did know them. And the idea was with this random 6-person group was so that they could get familiar with each other if they were to deploy and if they ever were on a team with them, and another time they were familiar with them and knew how each other works. So it's a great team building event. 2 quotes from the 2 different commanders there, from Major Alan Magdis, the maintenance squadron commander. He says, "Feedback was overwhelmingly positive, with participants highlighting on the value of building trust and rapport with new peers in an engaging, low-stress and fun-setting environment." And then from the AMXS commander, Major Scott McGowan, "Integrating both squadrons into random 6-person groups was a deliberate strategy to prevent insularity and encourage new connections."
Wow, good
That
word,
day was
insularity.
awesome.
I
Yeah.
haven't heard that word in a while. But no, after watching the video that you made from that event, I had been telling my wife over and over again, we have to go to Sonny's Place.
Sonny's Place is a lot of fun for all ages.
I love seeing Boom with playing the fighter jet video game.
Oh my gosh, he played Top Gun, and
Yeah.
he chose the F-15. He came in 3rd, so he was a little grumpy. But yeah, you have to watch that. That's a socials video. It's also on our YouTube. That was a fun video of,
Yes.
of our members having a lot of fun with each other.
Yeah. All right, what else we got? A-10 Thunderbolt 2, also known as Georgia Girl, the Warthog. This was a lot of effort, a lot of time in the making, but it is finally at its new resting place, its new static display, which is outlined on our new unofficially named Field of Dreams, which has all of the aircraft that the 104th Fighter Wing has ever flown. It was such an amazing experience to see all of the hard work and all of our CDAR team coming together and just figuring out a way to get it done and figuring out how to get that jet back to its new resting place in this new static.
Yeah, you'll see in our air scoop there's a story of Georgia Girl flying again and how she basically did a hop, skip, and a jump and then a tow um, over to her location. But she has quite a story. That's in our air scoop under the history section. And I know our prior barnstormers who were in the A-10 era were looking forward to seeing her properly placed in the Field of Dreams.
Yeah.
Also, the time capsule.
Yes, I learned that. I learned that reading your story that when you move a static display, you have to add new things in the time capsule. Is that correct?
Correct. It's typical that a aircraft is not open once it's permanently placed, but in our situation, we were moving it. And so when it gets moved, you open up that time capsule. And in this case, it was almost 30 years ago. And we will be adding more to that time capsule. I'm reaching out with Adam Dempsey to try and find out when they're officially done moving Georgia Girl. And at that time, we'll place the new capsule back into her somewhere. And it'll have new stuff from our recent eras. If you're at Barnes and you want to add to that time capsule, let me know in public affairs. I have it with me there. Obviously smaller items, but it can be anything from photos to coins to patches or anything else that you think might be relevant. But small items is what we can fit into the time capsule.
Yes. Are we adding anything from public affairs yet? Do we? I don't think we've talked about that really.
So what did I add? I added a few patches. I added our business cards.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, because public affairs historically has been members of the unit in uniform. This is the first time ever that we've had 2 Title V's taken over for public affairs. So definitely wanted to make sure that our business cards were in there. So yeah.
Awesome. Love it.
Yep. We've also had some night flying. I know the community loves to hear our aircraft fly. Honestly, they do. I watch the socials and I hear that we definitely have more people of the community liking to hear it. Night flying is a little tricky, but I did wanted to remind the community that night training maneuvers allow our pilots based at our base to stay current with Air Force requirements, and it's part of their overall readiness training. So we appreciate the community supporting us with this. We had night flying on July 27th. So we appreciate your support with that. It is definitely part of their training, and it has to happen. It's needed for them.
Yes, and aside from that scheduled night flying, we do still have an alert mission here at Barnes. So if you ever hear flying on off hours where we don't announce the night schedule, it's because it could be potentially due to that alert mission. So thank you for everyone who's calling in and asking about that. But yes, we do still have an alert mission at Barnes, which requires us to take off 24/7 at any moment's notice.
Right, and that alert mission is part of patrolling the Northeast Corridor. It's a protection for us, so it's a good thing. We also did, so the German Armed Forces, what is this, a badge or a German Armed Forces exercise has started. The training has started. So on July 29th, the medical group came in to start their training, and they were able to go to the YMCA. The YMCA supported us using their pool for free. So there's a video about that on our socials, but they were essentially doing the first part of the competition, which is swimming with your uniform on and then taking it off and throwing it out of the pool, which is harder than you think. I definitely saw some struggle bus happening, but we also had some really good members doing a really good job. But
Yes.
yeah, so if you are participating in the German Armed Forces, get with the chiefs, Chief Muty or Larry Lawrence over in our Z area, and they can help you out with some training opportunities that we have going on base for that exercise.
Yeah, thank you to all our barnstormers who are participating in those things. Readiness and lethality still remains key as part of our physical fitness. And with that, we also have the Ruck March coming up in October, so make sure that you guys are staying physically fit. I will not be participating in the Ruck March, unfortunately, but...
I think you'd have to be in uniform. I don't know. I've asked about that before, but... Anyhow, so we also completed our Bible study on base. We had approximately 25 members that attended, and the goal is that it'll pick up again in the fall. Yep, and then we've had EOD noise, so we've notified you guys on our socials. Also, did we do a media release?
No, but it was on our air scoop as well.
Okay, perfect. So July 30th and August 13th, we had our EOD section doing some training, so there was some noise in the area. If you weren't aware of that, that's what it was coming from.
And those guys train so hard, and they help, at any event like the Boston Marathon. They provide our explosive ordnance disposal team does a lot of hard work, and that training does go involved into all the amazing stuff that they do as well.
Yeah, and a couple of years ago, there actually was a bomb threat in West Springfield, and it was our team from the 104th Fighter Wing that came and detonated it and was able to make the area secure.
Wow, so bravo salute to those guys.
You guys also must have saw that we assisted a USAF Thunderbirds
This one was cool.
F-16 with, they had a malfunction and they had to land in the area. So they were coming from New York from the air show and they were experiencing a malfunction and they had to land. And it was kind of out of hours. I think it was around 4 o'clock, but we have members on the base 24/7 and they were ready and available and they're always there. So we were able to catch them and help them with their emergency landing and everything went well.
And we got to see them take back off eventually, too, so that was awesome.
They did, yes. A fun fact, I didn't know, Thunderbirds fly in twos. So when one came down for the malfunction, another one had to come down as well.
Okay, did not know that
I
either.
didn't know that either.
Every day you learn something new. Look at that. All right, we're getting into August here. This was a really cool thing. Melanie was out here getting footage and photos and video of these amazing soldiers here. What were they here doing?
So these were the cadets from the U.S. Military Academy. There was 2 of them. They were on leave, but these are military academy cadets, and they live and breathe the military. So they were here on leave participating in the Czech military march. They did a 20-kilometer ruck with 35-pound packs. And they basically were doing it to show that, resilience and dedication at all times is what's going to get you going. So it was a good one.
That was cool.
Yep.
Field team training. Melanie, I'm kicking this off to you.
Yes, the FTT training. So we have Air Education and Training Command on base, and they are training our members in the F-35 hands-on training. The maintenance group is going through this, and it'll continue until October. Stay tuned for a story and some videos.
Yes.
But I ran into a Corps Cadre student. So this was a member of the base who went away to another location to learn about F-35 and then to come back and teach us. That person happens to be here for this training, and they said, this training is better than what I received away. I'm glad I'm able to be here for this. So the training we're getting on base is great. It's just been exceptional training, and it's small groups as well, too. So each section, like the air-ground equipment section, it's like a group of 8 of them, I think, and they have one instructor teaching them one-on-one. And then the same thing with the other sections. So it's a really good opportunity, and
Wow.
look forward for a story.
Yeah, look out for that story. That'll be a good one. All right, upcoming in the community. If you can see this picture, that E7 truck, that is that 4,000-gallon tanker.
That's the water truck?
That is the water truck.
I think there's a name for it.
There is, and I know it was mentioned on our mutual aid podcast special. So if you want to know that name, little teaser, check out that podcast because we're not going to give it to you right now.
It's called a tanker truck.
There you go. The
That
tanker
simple, and I didn't remember that. Boy, I'm in a different place. Wow.
So yes, August 29th, we will be at the Southwick Parade. This tanker truck, thank you, Pete, is going to be there. I don't believe it will be with its 4,000 gallons of water during the parade, but it's awesome that we were able to support that parade by bringing out this truck and participating in all the festivities for, I believe they're celebrating their the 250th parade
Yeah.
there.
And it's just good for the community to see us in the community because we do respond as mutual aid. And that way, if you see a truck that says the 104th Fighter Wing at a fire or a need for something, you guys are familiar with it.
Yeah, and if you are looking to potentially join the Air National Guard and you're going to this parade, we will likely have recruiters there. Stay tuned on that officially, but we will have probably recruiters there if you're interested.
Right. On August 29th, we're going to be participating in an event called Forging Freedom. It's supporting our military and veterans, also highlighting the 250th anniversary. It will be at the Springfield Armory National Historic Site. 104th Recruiting will be there. The Thunderbolt Council will be there, and there will be members there with 104th swag. Also, the Thunderbolt Council has swag as well. So if you're ever looking for patches or jerseys or books or anything, this will be the event to go to. But it's August 29th from 10 to 6. If you are a member on the base, this is on our SharePoint. And also, if you're watching the podcast, we have our flyer here with all sorts of the activities that they'll be having. And it is a free event with a free concert.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm seeing that there's a band on there.
Yeah.
Okay.
4 to 6, they'll be doing the Army's rock pop band.
That's awesome. Busy day, August 29th.
It is. It is. August drill.
Yes.
We will be doing PT testing, and it's under the new regulations, so you want to be familiar with that. And we will be doing an exercise on base. Also, the Wellness Center has resource visits happening on Friday. The Veteran Service Officer, who will be there with VA claims, VA benefits. The Veteran Service Officer, another fun fact, in Massachusetts, we have one assigned to every city and town in the state. We are the only state that does that.
Wow.
And it is like the number one person you want to go to, whether you're in the military or or retired or just left the military. This person's going to tell you about all of your benefits for you and your family. They know everything. It's like your one-stop shop to, and also what you should know is that the one assigned to your city or town, there may be specific benefits for your city or town.
Yes.
So like in Westfield, we get stuff off our taxes, our homeowners' taxes.
Okay.
So yeah, that's not in every city, but so it's important to visit your VSO from your city or town to find out exactly what benefits you get.
That is a great resource. Please take advantage of every benefit of every resource you get.
Yeah, agree.
Speaking of PT tests and everything else related to August RSD, we do have our waist to height ratio measurements that will be going on all during RSD. So if you are a barnstormer, please make sure that you are getting that done. The deadline to complete that is August 31st of this year. This new waist to height ratio measurement follows a DOW directive transitioning all branches away from the legacy height and weight tables, and it is designed to more accurately measure warfighter readiness while prioritizing long-term medical health. So if I'm hammering this home again, we are all about readiness and making sure that our airmen are always ready, and this definitely incorporates into that. So
Yeah, and it's new, so there's a little bit of grumbles about it, but it is the military. We have to follow it. So just get with your supervisors on what those requirements are.
Absolutely. Speaking of exercises, and we did put out a notice on our Facebook and our Instagram pages, but we are having our medical group is conducting tactical combat casualty care exercise, and I actually just learned this morning from our great A1C Oz captain. So last year was the first year that we did it on base. According to Chief Muty, that we're doing it this year, and it is the first time ever that it is 2 tiers. Is that correct? Okay, awesome.
Yeah, we have trained instructors that had gone away for the training, and now they're able to train our members on base. So really saving us some money too, having to send our members off base for this training. Now they can have it done right on our base.
And like we said, no one does training like the 104th.
No,
we are always on top. So
absolutely.
As I said in the notice out on Facebook and Instagram, if you do happen to hear noises around on base, it is because of this exercise and the other one going on base as well during drill. So no need for public concern. It is all part of the exercise. And once again, we thank you so much for allowing us to train and remain always ready.
Yeah, thanks for your support on that.
Absolutely. Back to school.
Wellness Center on August 21st is doing their back to school backpacks. These are pre-stuffed and they are available first come first serve. So from 0900 to 1200 at the Wellness Center on August 21st, you'll be able to register. No sign up required, sorry. So it's while supplies last. And I have gone over there. These are really cool backpacks, and they are designed for the age of the child. So it's
Cool.
not like you're picking up one and it's full of kindergarten supplies. So they have sorted them out for the grade and the age of the child. So it's nice. Yep.
Pretty soon we'll start seeing all those school buses out. That'll make our commutes nice.
Yes. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Okay. What's
yeah.
next here? Upcoming. So also September 11th, we're having our 25th anniversary. We are going to have an event on base for our members only from 08:15 to 08:50. It will be in the main hangar, and we are going to have a guest speaker and a flyover.
Wow.
So that will be nice. So the community, we're having a flyover on September 11th. You'll be able to see that.
Very cool. And that is a great flyer, too, I just got to say.
ChatGPT is awesome.
All right, strong bonds.
ChatGPT. I'm getting a look from our Oz captain from our public affairs. She has just come back from school, so the idea of using ChatGPT is probably
The
frowned
Air Force
upon.
told us to.
Yeah, because we have Gemini AI now, so All right.
Awesome. Strong Bonds, I will hoping to be going to this, but Melanie, can you speak a little bit more about what Strong Bonds is?
So Strong Bonds, this one is the couples conference. It's a weekend event held by our chaplains, and it is so much fun. This one happens to be just for the couples. It's Laugh Your Way to a Better Marriage from September 25th to the 27th. It's all paid for. So you have time, will have some classroom time working on exercises to make your marriage stronger, but they're so funny. It's so much fun. You do group work, you do individual work, but then you also have all of your meals paid for and your lodging paid for, and then they give you time in the evening to go away into the community. So this one here is being held in Boston.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's a great event. I've been to the family ones and I've been to the couples ones, so I hope to go to it as well.
Okay, maybe I'll see you there. Yes, as we mentioned in the last one, we do have our new mission statement, vision statement, wing priorities. Those are also on our website. If you want to know what our new mission is or what our new vision is or how we are remaining always ready as a unit, please go ahead and check those out. Reminders.
Yeah, reminders. We have a change to our drill schedule, so make sure you visit the SharePoint or contact your supervisor, but there was a change. We have a book going around on base. It isn't going to be everywhere on base, but if you see it, please sign it. It's for a World War II veteran's birthday that lives in Southwick. So they're going to be celebrating his birthday September 16th, I believe. But if you see the book, he was a World War II pilot.
Wow.
So we can sign that book. And then just a reminder, please update SharePoint with events or special events. Public Affairs doesn't always know what's going on when you're doing things in your section, and we do understand things can happen last minute. But if you can, put it on the SharePoint under events or special events, and we do look at that, and we may reach out and say, hey, can we cover this for you to help promote the amazing 104th? And if we can't cover it, then we may be asking for the members' support to just take a picture on your phone or something, and we'll follow up with some emails. But
Yeah.
it's important if you put it on that calendar for us and the rest of the wing to know what's going on.
Thank you. Any section you want to call out specifically?
Yeah. No.
But no, we always want to cover. We always want to let everyone know what's going on. So the more visibility we have, the more we can cover. So make sure that everyone is doing that. That helps us out so much. And
Yeah, we're
thank
just
you.
going to make you popular. The
It is
104
still summer.
safety. Yeah, the 104 safety office is just another reminder about the 101 critical days of summer. It goes till Labor Day. So just remember to review the summer safety checklist, which is in the air scoop for July, and be safe out there in the summer. So just a reminder about that.
And I think that is it.
That's the end. Wow. All right. It was quick, short and sweet. But that was a good one. We had a lot to cover. So we'll see you guys again in September.
All right, we'll see you soon. Thank you for stopping by. Make sure you are smashing that like, comment, subscribe button, as I always say. But any save rounds?
No, I think we've covered everything. If you have any comments or questions, you guys just email us or call us. Jay and I are always in the office.
Don't be strangers.
Don't be strangers. And then if you do see us in the community at a community event, just come up to the table and ask us questions. We're here for you.
All right, see you next time.